What up, pimps, and welcome back to the next episode of the Vinny podcast. My dudes, it's been a while. I am very happy to be back, although it really has not been a while. It's been 3 days, but it's felt like a while. This podcast episode, of course, was supposed to go up on Friday, but instead it's going up on Monday because I didn't have the opportunity to record this episode until now, breaking the fourth wall, as I always love to do, and it's very fitting to break the fourth wall in this podcast because we're talking all about Deadpool 2, and you guys already know Deadpool loves to break the fourth wall. But yeah, it's currently 1:57 a.m. on Monday morning. I'm recording this for you guys, and I will be posting it later today, and I want to share my thoughts with you guys on Deadpool 2, what I thought, my reactions, my review, whatever you want to call it. And as you guys can hear, my voice is a little bit sore. It's a little bit hoarse. I just finished recording 2 episodes of The Versus with Ethan Dobbs. You guys know him. You love him. We just recorded 2 amazing episodes, and there was a lot of screaming, and I lost my voice apparently. But you know what? This is a podcast, and the beautiful thing about a podcast is that I don't really need to yell during the course of this hour-long conversation that I'm going to have with you beautiful people. So if you're excited for a new podcast episode, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new here. New podcast episodes drop every single Friday, and like I said, this episode is being recorded later than the other episode, so this one's going up on Monday. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I wanted to bring you guys an episode on Monday this week, and there will be a regularly scheduled episode on Friday as well, and then we're going to continue the every Friday upload schedule from there. So you guys are probably wondering, well, maybe you guys aren't wondering, because if you're a fan of the podcast, chances are you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, then you know last week I graduated from college. That's right, your boy is officially a college graduate. And don't worry, if you're here for the Deadpool stuff, we're going to get to that. But right now, I want to touch base with you guys and let you know what's been going on in my life a little bit. So kick back, relax, grab some popcorn, grab a nice cozy blanket, get some pillows, get cozy, because we are going to talk about a lot of things today. Mostly Deadpool, like I said, but yeah, I have a lot on my mind that I want to get off my chest and my mind and tell you guys what's been going on. So yeah, I graduated college. Your boy graduated Adelphi University on Friday. I have a bachelor's degree in communications. I am so happy to finally be done with school, and now your boy is a full-time YouTuber, and I can't believe I am finally saying that, but school is done. I can focus on YouTube, focus on my channel, focus on doing a lot of new things, so stay tuned for a lot of awesome content, a lot of new, fresh, exciting projects coming to the channel very soon, and of course, the podcast is one of those projects, and you guys know the podcast is my baby, and I love it so much, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to record this last week because I had a lot of graduation stuff going on. I am proud to say I got all of my grades back. Your boy officially graduated. I passed everything, and I am done with school. And if you guys want me to do another podcast on how graduation was and talking about college experiences and my overall journey going through college, let me know in the comments down below. And if the commentary is a little bit all over the place today, I apologize. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I am really sleepy, but I wanted to bring you guys a podcast episode today, and I'm going to be a little bit busy during Monday during the day, so I'm like, you know what, record it before you go to bed. But I was listening to some Queen to get really hyped up before I started recording this podcast. I was listening to another one, Bites the Dust. I don't know if you guys know this about me lately, but I've been listening to so much Queen. I fucking love the band Queen. Freddie Mercury, the greatest of all time, rest in peace. He is absolutely incredible. If you have never listened to any Queen songs, I highly recommend that you go check them out because they're fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome. My favorite song, of course, Bohemian Rhapsody, but to get pumped for this podcast, I was listening to another one, Bites the Dust. So yes, fun weekend, did the graduation on Friday, celebrated with some friends on Saturday. Also, we celebrated my friend Megan's birthday. Shout out to Meg, and it was an amazing time. We went to the city on Saturday. We were there all day. Despite the fact that it was raining, we still had an absolutely amazing time. And today on Sunday, I wanted to go see Deadpool 2. So let's get into the Deadpool 2 conversation. But before we do that, I have more to say. There's a little bit of a story that goes along to me seeing this movie today. So I want to tell you guys the story, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts on the movie. You know what? Let me just say this. I love the fucking movie. Because you guys are probably sitting there wondering, did he like the movie? Did he not like the movie? I love the movie. It was fucking hilarious. You guys are going to love it. But first, before we get into the movie, I want to tell you guys what happened when we got to the movie theater. So me, my brother, and his girlfriend went to see the movie. We met up with some other friends at the theater. Shout out to Chris. Again, Megan, my bestie. It was her birthday. Chris was there with his brother and all of them. So we all got our squad. We get to the movie theater. And right when I walk up to the ticket counter to scan my code, I use Fandango, by the way. Not sponsored by Fandango, but they're awesome. It's an awesome application where basically you can buy movie tickets ahead of time. Then you walk up to the movie theater and you scan the little barcode. Then you get your tickets. It's so nice. You can reserve your seat. I'm sure you guys know how Fandango works if you're watching this review. And if you don't, I highly recommend it because it makes life a lot easier when you show up to the movie theater with your tickets already purchased, and then you can sit in your assigned seat. But anyway, we get there. I walk up to the counter. I'm doing my dad's stuff, getting the tickets for the children, and I walk up and I say hello, and I give her my phone, and the lady says, I just want to let you guys know, this is not her voice, by the way, but I want to give her this voice for the sake of the story. I just want to let you guys know. She actually kind of did sound like this. Anyway, I digress. I just want to let you guys know the air conditioner in the entire movie theater is broken. So it's going to be a little hot in the theater. If for whatever reason you feel uncomfortable, you want your money back, just come outside. I will give you a movie pass so you can use the refund on any AMC, blah, 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 blah. I always go to AMC. I fucking love AMC. But this time, AMC had broken air conditioners. But we wanted to see Deadpool 2, damn it. So we're like, listen, how hot could it be? But when all this commotion was going on with the air conditioners being broken and whatnot, we ended up walking into the wrong room. So you know how the theaters all, when you go to a theater, there's multiple theaters within the theater, multiple rooms where you can see multiple different movies, whatever. Deadpool was playing at a bunch of different rooms. So me, my brother, and his girlfriend walked into the wrong room. Okay, so we sit down. Actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. We walk in and we go to our assigned seats, and I see that there are a bunch of teenagers sitting across in a row, and they're all in our seats. Now, at the time, I obviously don't know that we are in the wrong room. So me, I hate being this guy. I really hate being this guy. Whenever I buy movie tickets, I pray to the Lord Almighty that when I get there, nobody is sitting in my seat, because I don't want to be that guy that has to be the asshole to be like, listen, man, I'm sorry, but you're sitting in my seat. But I really wanted to see this movie. The shit was already playing. We were a little bit late walking in, so I was like, okay, we must have missed the previews because the movie was already playing. A lot was going on. It was hot as hell. Like I said, the air conditioners were broken. So I'm like, yo, buddy, you guys are in our seats. Can you guys slide down? We need 3 seats. So these kids look at me in just sheer bewilderment and confusion, and they say, I could have sworn I bought these seats. And I was like, nah, man, look, I'll show you. And I pulled up the app, and it said we had B, whatever, 6, 7, and 8, for example. And he was like, all right, we'll move down. So he moves the entire row down a seat, okay? Now keep in mind, I still don't know that we were in the wrong room. So they all move down a seat, and there's only 2 seats available. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The rest of the row is completely filled up. Why is someone sitting in the seat that I was supposed to get? So I'm like, fuck it. The movie's already starting. I need to sit down. I need to watch this. Joey, Julie, sit in those 2 seats. I'll just sit in the front row. We had the second row because the theater was pretty much packed. We had to deal with, what was the word I was looking for? It's a word with an R. I don't know. It's really late. I'm confused. We had to settle. That's what the word. I'm making myself laugh. I don't know. I thought that the word started with an R, but no, we had to settle for the second row. Anyway, I'm like, fuck it. I'll sit in the front row. So my neck is fucking killing me. I'm watching this movie, and I'm having a very hard time following the movie. So I'm thinking, listen, I'm a film major, communications, whatever. I'm good at deciphering movies and, when the inciting incident is supposed to happen and crucial plot points, whatever. I'm like, I can't fucking follow what's going on right now. Is this a flashback? Why are we starting with... By the way, this is going to contain spoilers for Deadpool 2 if you haven't seen it. So if you're still listening, please turn off if you haven't seen the movie. Come back later after you've seen it, and then we can all share our thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, why is Deadpool already with Cable? Why are his legs blown off, and why does he have baby legs? That's the first thing I saw when I finally started watching the movie. He had baby legs. I'm like, oh, maybe this is a flashback, and they're talking about the kid who has the fire powers, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm dealing with it. I'm like, okay, maybe it'll make more sense as it goes along. Then I turn around to my brother and his girlfriend, and I say, hey, guys, I'm almost positive we're in the wrong room right now. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, we're in the wrong room. So I get up, grab them, we go outside, and we realize the room that we were supposed to be in was literally right next to the room that we went in. So I don't know what confusion happened to us. The times were clearly stated on the wall. Apparently we didn't look. I was actually filming an Instagram story when we were walking into the theater, so that's probably why we fucked this up. But it was funny because, like I said, we met up with some friends, and my friends were in the right theater. So I'm texting my friend before we got up to go into the right theater. I'm like, yo, we're in the wrong theater. Because my friend said to me, nah, dude, we're in the right theater. I'm behind you. So I'm thinking, okay, if he's behind me and I'm realizing that this is the wrong room, why is he telling me it's the right room? He's telling me the movie just started. I'm all fucking confused. Turns out my friend's girlfriend, Meg, shout out to Meg again, thought she saw me in the front row, but turns out it wasn't me. So he was in the right theater. I was in the wrong theater. Long story short, I make it into the right theater. We're watching the movie about 20 minutes in. I missed 20 minutes of Deadpool 2. Basically, my friend said I missed a little bit of an action scene at the beginning, and I just started watching when him and his girlfriend are talking about having a kid. So the movie starts for me. I'm all frustrated. I saw a little bit of the ending. I basically saw up until the point. This is how long it took for me to get up and realize that we were in the middle of the fucking movie. No, towards the end of the movie. I'm sitting there. Deadpool's got his baby legs. He shakes hands with Cable, and I get all the way to the part where Deadpool puts on the collar that makes his powers go away, and he gets shot. Then I'm like, no, there's no way the fucking movie is starting like this. Even if we missed a little bit at the beginning, I'm way too confused right now. We get up, we go into the proper room, everything's fine and dandy. Now, that is my story. About 11 minutes and 22 seconds in. That is my story on how we finally sat down to watch Deadpool 2. I know it wasn't the best story in the world, but I felt like I needed to share it with you guys because it was quite the tale. And I just feel so bad that I made those kids move down a seat because they were absolutely right. But quick message to those kids if you're listening. I apologize for making you move down. I really thought those were my seats. But why wouldn't you say to someone that's coming in 2 hours into a movie that you're watching, or an hour and 40 minutes, whatever it was, be like, are you sure you're in the right room because the movie's been going on for an hour and 40 minutes? Who the fuck walks into a movie an hour and 45 minutes in and claims that they are in your seats, the seats that you knew I don't know, whatever. I'm going to digress. Let's get into the movie. I'll probably put like a timestamp here. You know what? Let me write that down really quickly just so I can tell people if you want to hear my thoughts about Deadpool 2, go right to around, let me write down just for notice. I'm pressing wrong keys right here. Let's go to 12:20, around that time. I'll get the proper time when I'm doing the editing or whatever of this podcast. But yeah, here we are. I'm going to talk about the movie now. Okay, so did I like the movie? I already mentioned earlier. I fucking love this movie. Funniest movie I've seen in a long time. And people have been blowing me up on Twitter and Instagram asking me, Vinny, is it funnier than the first one? Is it better than the first one? Whenever a sequel comes out, especially a big sequel like Deadpool, comic book movie, huge summer blockbuster, people want to know, is it better than the first one? I honestly, and this is 100% honest, if I could be honest for a second with you guys, I honestly can't say whether or not it's better than the first one, only because I haven't seen the first one in a very long time. But I do remember when I saw the first Deadpool, I fucking adored it. I loved it. It was my favorite movie for a long time when I saw it. I saw it so many times. I can't remember the exact feelings that I had like I have now for Deadpool 2. I can't remember if they were the same feelings when I saw Deadpool 1, because I saw it so many years ago. The last time I saw it was years ago, which is kind of crazy, but I watched it a bunch of times. Amazing movie. I'm going to watch Deadpool 1 again, and I'll come back to you guys in a later, recording here on the channel, let you know what I really think, or maybe I'll let you know my thoughts on Twitter, but I would say it stacks up very well to the first one. I'm not quite sure if I can say it's better than the first one, but my God, I had such a fun time with this movie. I feel like I laughed more in this movie than the first one. I would say it's a funnier movie, if this is just going off my head right now, going off my judgment. It's a funnier movie, but not necessarily a better movie. I love the storytelling aspect of Deadpool 1, how he told the entire story and the whole thing took place on the bridge, cutting back to other scenes in the movie, whether it was the past, present, future, whatever. Love that dynamic. They had a much more simple storyline, I feel like, going through this one, the way they told the story at least, but it was still amazing. I still had a great time with the story. Now, the comedy, because we have to talk about the comedy when we're talking about a Deadpool movie. So funny. So funny. Couple scenes that really stood out to me that actually had me howling in the movie theater. I feel bad for the people that were sitting around me because certain scenes just had me crying. The entire, I was going to say interrogation scene, not interrogation scene. The entire interview scene where people are coming in and he's building together his super duper group, as he wants to call it, as he likes to call it. We're going to build a super duper fucking group. So he starts getting these applicants coming in. The one that had me absolutely dying was fucking the Vanisher. And they're freaking out. Oh, the Vanisher, the Vanisher. He's not here, is it? Yeah, he might be a little bit late. And they put his picture on the wall, and it's just a blank thing. It's just the Vanisher. I fucking lost my mind. For some reason, that name, the Vanisher, is just too funny. So he's building this whole team. They're hyping it up, how this is going to be the best team ever. And when they're on the helicopter or in the helicopter and they're getting ready to jump out, I'm so pissed off that I went into the wrong room, like I told you guys in the story earlier, and I saw the ending scene because I was wondering while I was watching that ending scene, I'm like, where are the rest of the X-Force? Where's the crew? Where's Terry Crews? Where's Shatterstar? Where? The Vanisher might have been there. I just couldn't see him. I'm like, where are these characters? Where's Peter? And then when I saw that they were in a helicopter and Peter's getting a little bit nervous and they're talking about how the winds are really strong, I'm like, oh my God, this movie is not about to kill the entire team right now. There's no fucking way. I predicted it right when I saw that because I knew. I'm like, why were they not at the end of the movie once I realized I was in the wrong room? And they start killing off the characters. I laughed so fucking hard. And Deadpool is just literally commentating while each person is dying. First, you have Deadpool landing on the sign. He's looking at everybody. The Vanisher lands into a telephone pole. He gets electrocuted. He's like, oh, the Vanisher might make it. No, the Vanisher is not making it. Rest in peace to my favorite character. Peter gets thrown up on by the guy that has the super poison vomit or whatever the fuck his power... his power was. I gotta remember to breathe when I'm commentating. I get so excited when I record these podcasts, my dude. My dudes, I don't think you understand the amount of stuff running through my brain when I sit down to record these. I just sat up in my chair because I got really excited while talking about this scene. Domino, fucking awesome. The fact that her power is being lucky and all the crazy shenanigans that take place with her character happen in such a way that keep her safe at all times and give her everything she needs. She's like, I need a bus right about now. And the big motherfucker throws a bus into the building. I was like, excuse me, holy shit. Her character is incredible. And honestly, Domino made the movie for me. She was probably besides Deadpool, obviously, she was probably my favorite character in the entire film. And speaking of characters, so many amazing characters, but I want to talk about more funny scenes before we get into the characters. Some other scenes that really stood, honestly, just the one-liners in general were so funny. The scene, again, like I talked about when Deadpool has the baby legs. Oh my fucking God. That was incredible. Absolutely incredible. And I can't remember the actor's name right now, but the guy that plays his best friend with the glasses, you guys can let me know in the comments down below. His one-liners were so fucking funny. What was that one line that he said? Just shirt cocking it or something like that? Straight cocking it? When Deadpool had his little baby penis just hanging out with his shirt over it. That was fucking amazing. Blind, what's the name of the blind character? She is always amazing. I'm so sorry that I can't really remember the names of certain characters, my dudes, but Blind Al, right? That's her name, Blind Al. She's fucking incredible. She steals every scene that she's in. There were just so many funny parts. I actually saw the movie a couple hours ago, so it's pissing me off that I can't remember more parts that had me absolutely dying. His death scene, speaking of dying and laughing at the same time, you literally couldn't feel the emotion. I was getting sad. I'm like, wow, they might actually kill Deadpool. And I'm thinking, there's no way they're going to kill Deadpool. And every time you think he's about to go, he comes back to life. Every time you think he's about to go, he's still not dead. Every time you think this is the one, he's actually going to die here, guys, he just has another witty thing to say. He doesn't shut the fuck up. He's absolutely incredible. Now, moving on to the characters of the film. Cable, man, Josh Brolin, the actor that plays Cable, he also plays Thanos, in case you guys didn't know, but I feel like everybody and their mother knows that. He is having the fucking summer of a lifetime, man. Not only was he Thanos, arguably, not even arguably at this point, honestly, he's the best Marvel villain in the cinematic universe, at least in my opinion. You guys are entitled to your opinion as well. Let me know what you think the best Marvel cinematic universe villain is. Comment down below. We can have some great discussion about that, but he, in my opinion, Thanos is the best by far. He was amazing in Avengers Infinity War. And by the way, if you guys want to hear my reaction and review on Infinity War, I have the first podcast I actually ever posted, and what motivated me to start the podcast was that movie. So go check that out. It's up on the channel. You guys will really enjoy that. If you're enjoying this podcast, I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. I know these podcasts, when I'm solo, tend to be a little bit all over the place. Even when I have a guest, they're a little bit all over the place, but that's always been my style. You know what I mean? I love to talk about this, that, the other thing, whatever pops into my head. But Cable was a really, really awesome villain, and I love the fact that they left room at the end of the film to basically set up the new team. You have Cable, you have Dopinder, the cab driver, which is so fucking funny, by the way, and I love the scene, another hilarious scene, when he runs over the bad guy at the end. Oh my god, the guy that was torturing little flame dude. What the fuck was his name? Fire Fist? Was that what he called himself? Fucking awesome. And Deadpool couldn't say his name. He just kept laughing. There's so many great one-liners. But yeah, when he ran over the guy at the end that was torturing Fire Fist, oh my god, that was fucking priceless. But yeah, you have Cable, Deadpool, who essentially became a little bit of an anti-hero. At the end of the movie, you get the sense that him and Deadpool are going to be buddies now moving forward. He's in the team. He's not going back to his time because he can't anymore, because he went back in time to save Deadpool by putting the little coin in his suit. So Cable, they're not even hinting it. They're basically telling you Cable will be in future Deadpool movies when they make, there's probably going to be an X-Force movie with all those characters in it, and it's going to be fucking awesome. I just love the fact that they didn't kill off Cable. He's going to be around. He's fucking awesome. He's ruthless. He's a savage. I loved the one-liner when Deadpool calls him the Winter Soldier. That was amazing. There was a lot of play on the Avengers in this movie, which I loved. When Deadpool stabs, I can't remember... what's the name of the villain that they were locked up that Fire Fist teams up with? And he's a gigantic dude. I can't remember his name, but the gigantic motherfucker in Deadpool, when Deadpool stabs him with his two swords, he's like, all right, big guy, sun's getting a little low, and he fucking grabs him and throws him. That shit. I'm going to say in this podcast many, many times, that shit was hilarious, or that was fucking funny, because literally there's so much in this movie that was so fucking funny. That was amazing. I loved when Colossus went toe-to-toe with the big guy. What the fuck is the big guy's name? This is going to drive me crazy. I feel like I have to look this up. Hold on, I got to look this up. I'm literally going to type in big guy in Deadpool 2. What was his name? Deadpool 2 villain had a much bigger... No, what is his name? The big guy, Deadpool 2, every character in Deadpool 2. Okay, let me see this. Who do we got? This site is not helping me. This site is really not helping me. I just want to know the big fucking guy's name. What is his name? Let me see here. I don't know his name. I am really stressing out right now that I don't know his fucking name. Hold on. Did I get it here? No. Juggernaut, yes! I knew I could find it. All you gotta do in life, kids, when you don't know something, use the internet to look it up, because we can obtain so much knowledge from the internet. Also read books, because books are good too. I hate to read. But yes, Juggernaut. First of all, he is fucking badass, and he's absolutely powerful. And when Juggernaut was fighting Colossus, that was an awesome scene, and Deadpool says, big CGI fight coming up. That was fucking great. But yeah, Colossus had a big role in this film, which I liked. Not the biggest, but a good-sized role. But when you talk about characters not really having that big of a role, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, I loved her in the first Deadpool. She really didn't have that much to do in this one. I mean, she had the one scene towards the end where she charges up and they literally put that thing up Juggernaut's ass and push him into the water, and that conducts electricity, and he starts shocking himself. That was great. She's super powerful. I feel like they didn't utilize her that much. But there were actually a lot of characters to juggle in this film, and I do think that they did a good job at juggling the characters. Ryan Reynolds, you want to talk about Josh Brolin being an amazing villain in these last couple of movies, in these last two movies, Deadpool and Avengers Infinity War. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool, and I know that's such a cliche thing to say. Probably every review and reaction you're going to watch on YouTube is going to say that, but it's the truth, man. We all are speaking the truth here. Ryan Reynolds is so fucking funny. I'm so happy that Deadpool is his baby, and you can tell that he cares about the project. He actually was a writer on the film, which I love. A lot of the humor comes directly from Ryan Reynolds, and honestly, I wasn't the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan before I saw the first Deadpool. I never really watched much of his stuff. Obviously, I know the actor. He's an incredible actor, incredible presence on the screen. I never really watched his movies too often, I suppose, but now I really want to watch his other stuff because comedically, he's a fucking genius. Absolutely incredible. And that's why I think I love the Deadpool films so much, because not only are they comic book movies, but they're so different than everything else out there. In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and when I say that, I mean in the universe that has, Iron Man, the Hulk, Thor, Captain America, all the Avengers movies, all those, you guys know what I'm talking about. Those movies are amazing, and they do have comedy, but the comedy in Deadpool, the fact that he can break the fourth wall and say what you're thinking and reference pop culture, That one part where Ryan Reynolds signs something, he signs the box of cereal. When Deadpool signs the box of cereal and he writes Ryan Reynolds on it, like just the fourth wall breaking humor is humor that I can really, really appreciate. And when it works, it fucking works. Of course, yeah, there were definitely jokes in the film that didn't necessarily land, that didn't work too well for me, but that's going to happen in any comedy. Literally any comedy you watch is going to be jokes that you're laughing at, that the person next to you might not even think is that funny, and vice versa. The theater that I was in, it was a pretty small theater, but people were dying laughing. I was laughing pretty much the hardest, honestly. I talked about this actually in Avengers Infinity War reaction and review, that podcast. I am easily entertained. It's very easy to make me laugh, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, I laugh at things more easy than the average person. I just love to laugh. I love comedy. This movie had me rolling from start to finish. Were there times in the movie where there were certain scenes that I was kind of like, I'm a little bit bored? Sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. What I'm really trying to do also when I review these movies on the podcast, I don't want everything to be super duper positive, like overly positive. I'm gonna give you guys my genuine reaction and review. What exactly did I feel when I was watching the film? Straight up joy, entertainment, was dying laughing, of course, but there were a couple times in the film where I was like, all right, this is kind of dragging along. Can we move it forward a little bit? The pacing was good, but if I had to nitpick something that I didn't necessarily like that much, there was a couple things in the movie that I just felt like it was a little bit of fluff, I suppose, and just I wanted to keep the scenes moving forward to the more entertaining moments, if you will. But yeah, the kid was great. He was hilarious. That one part where he starts to mime and pull the rope to get off screen, and Deadpool's like, that's not even a real rope. That was fucking great. Absolutely classic. And you know what? I genuinely felt bad for the kid. You know what I mean? He wanted revenge because he was tortured his entire life growing up at that institution that they were at, and he wanted to murder that guy. And you know what? That guy was a piece of shit. Like Deadpool says at the end, he deserves to be killed. But Deadpool shows some character development at the very end. He's saying, no, we should not kill that guy. Enough with this bloodshed. And then, of course, like we talked about earlier, Dopinder comes out of nowhere and just runs him over. And he's fucking juiced up. He's ready to go. Speaking of Dopinder, when they let Peter come onto the team during the interview process, oh my God, I laughed so fucking hard. Do you have any superpowers you want to tell us about? No, I just I saw the ad. Oh, no powers. You're in. And Dopinder's like, fuck! He wanted to be on the X-Force so bad. And speaking of the X-Force, they really played on that name a lot throughout the film, which I loved as well. Deadpool kept saying, X-Force, X-Force. And I really do love, going back to Domino, how he doubted Domino's powers the entire time. That whole scene where Domino, from the moment she's falling out of the helicopter to landing in the truck, to that one of those goons' guns not going off, and he's just commentating like, luck is not a superpower. It's not very cinematic while a slow motion shot of a car is going over Domino. Those moments are just so smart, so clever. I absolutely loved first of all, the writing in this film is just, it's so witty, and smart comedy is great comedy. If you can make me think and laugh at the same time, you're doing a fucking awesome job. The opening credits, of course, were fucking incredible. Just like the first Deadpool movie, the opening credits, it's just so refreshing because every time you watch a movie, you sit through those opening credits and you just see, all the people that worked on the film and all that. But in a Deadpool movie, they just say, did they really just kill the girl in the first scene? What the fuck is going on? That shit, right from the beginning, you're dying. It's just too funny. And honestly, it was a little bit of a bummer to me that they did kill his girlfriend in the early scene there. Thank God I did not miss that scene. I would have been completely fucking confused if I didn't see that scene. But I am a little bit disappointed that she wasn't in the movie more, but I understood why they did it because it really did serve the plot quite well. I also loved how at the end when they end up, keeping the kid from killing anybody, what's his name? Cable, his teddy bear. I just had like a brain lapse right there. What's going on? Where am I? I'm recording a podcast. How you guys doing? Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here. But yeah, when the teddy bear wasn't covered in the blood and the debris of his daughter anymore, it was cool how they showed that the future was fixed by that bear. I always love when time travel movies do shit like that. It's always super awesome to see shit like that happen. But yeah, there was so much great in this movie. I feel like obviously there's not a lot more for me to say necessarily. This is not going to be an hour-long review like it was for Avengers Infinity War, because of course Avengers Infinity War, there was so much to talk about and so much to speculate and so much to, discuss about, theories moving forward and what was going to happen. Deadpool was a straight up show up, have a big thing of popcorn, laugh your ass off, you go home, you talk about the movie for a little bit with your friends, think about all the funny scenes, but there's really not that much. I mean, there's definitely more things that I can talk about, but I don't want to sit here and just keep thinking over and over again on what I want to talk about. These were the things that stood out to me that I wanted to talk to you guys about in this review, and we're not going to cut the podcast short, but I think I might move or segue to another piece of conversation. Maybe I will talk about, graduation and how all of that went. But yeah, my final thoughts on Deadpool, and like I said from the beginning of this podcast, my dudes, it was always going to go wherever the fuck the conversation goes. You know what I mean? I don't want to harp on one subject for too long unless I feel like there's more that I have to say. But when it comes to Deadpool, I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to say. I'll just sum up my thoughts by saying great action scenes. The action scenes were incredible. You can tell this was definitely a bigger budget film than the first one. They had a lot more room, a lot more wiggle room, and a lot more freedom to do what they wanted to do. The action scenes were amazing. The one-liners and the dialogue overall was incredible. I love the dynamic between the characters. I love that they made that ballsy move to kill off pretty much the entire team, the newly formed together team. That shit was fucking hilarious. Love the callback to Colossus. Love that he had stuff to do. Wasn't the biggest fan that Negasonic Teenage Warhead didn't have the most stuff to do. I love how Deadpool makes fun of her name too, because it's like the longest name ever or whatever. But yeah, those are my final thoughts. Hilarious movie. I highly recommend that you guys go see it. If you haven't seen it already, go to a theater tonight, tomorrow, whenever you have some free time. Grab some friends. It's a great movie to see with friends. You guys can talk about it after. It was fucking hilarious, and I had a great time. Now, moving on to some other subjects. Like I said, graduation was on Friday, and oh my goodness, was I excited for graduation. So your boy wakes up, okay? Didn't plan out what outfit I was going to wear underneath my cap and gown like an idiot. I probably should have done this the night before, but I didn't because, I love to procrastinate. And I woke up my mom. I was like, yo, you got to help me put an outfit together. And she was like, okay, wear this, blah, blah, blah. Really quick, my mom knows how to put together an outfit. She is the MVP. Shout out to mama. You're the best. So she gets me an outfit. She drops me off at a friend's house. I meet up with my friend, Lauren. Her cousin Tiffany comes over. Me, Lauren, Tiffany, we're all graduating. Same school, Adelphi University. Go Panthers, my dudes. We get picked up by another friend. We get taken to the graduation. We're waiting in line. We go to graduation. Blah, blah, blah. Beautiful ceremony. It was a great ceremony. Wasn't too long. Not gonna lie to you guys, it wasn't very short either. It was definitely, there were times where I was sitting in my seat like, okay, let's keep it moving. But the way they did it, and they probably do this at, most college graduations. I mean, I've never been to a college graduation besides my own, to be completely honest with you guys. They gave you a little card with your name on it and had a barcode. And before graduation, you would call up and you would tell this automated service how to pronounce your name. So what they would do is they would call up, people to get, walk across stage, get your little diploma, which isn't actually even a diploma. Technically, we don't get our grades till the professors put them in. And I didn't even have all my grades when I went up to get this quote unquote diploma. They literally just give you like the casing for the diploma. And when you open it up, it says congratulations. You get your diploma sent in the mail later on if you passed everything. Good news, my dudes. I passed everything. So I'm getting my diploma in the mail. I'm officially a college graduate, like I said at the beginning of this podcast. But yeah, so you get this little thing, you go up across the stage, whatever. When you're waiting online, or let me rewind a little bit here. What happens is you're sitting in your seat and they'll say, okay, we like to call up the College for Arts and Sciences. And within the Arts and Sciences, that's where your boy was. All the Arts and Sciences people start going row by row to walk up. You scan the barcode that's on that little index card that I was telling you about with your name on it. And then like a computer program reads your name. It's pretty cool. So they were like, Vincent Caracciolo. And then I walked by, blah, 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 whoever the fuck was next. And you would, shake a bunch of hands, smile. There was a camera, video camera at the end that was like putting at the end of the hallway that was putting your picture on the big screen. I did a little peace sign. I was like, yeah, we made it. And then they take a picture of you, and then you go and sit back down. And I was one of the first people to get called. It was probably like 10 minutes into the name calling part of the ceremony. And then after that, I just sat there, and then every other kid at my school had to get called. And there were a lot of names. But you know what? I had Wi-Fi on my phone. So I sat there, and I was going on Twitter for a little bit, and Instagram, and just liking some posts and enjoying myself. It was a good time. A little bit too long for my taste, but again, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that long. So after graduation, I wanted to do a cheat meal really bad. I wanted to celebrate And I asked my mom and dad, I'm like, yo, can we go to this restaurant that I like? They're like, yeah, let's do it. We went. I had, what did I start with? I had a lot of bread on the table because you guys know when I'm not doing my cheat meals, I get one cheat meal a week. When I'm not doing my cheat meals, I don't have any starchy carbs. I don't have bread. I don't have bagels. I don't have pizza. I don't have pasta. None of that. I take that all out. I basically just eat, if you guys want to know, if you're curious about this. And like I said, we're going off the rails right now. We're going really wherever the conversation goes. I mainly eat vegetables. Chicken is my favorite thing in the world. I eat tuna. I like tuna. I eat eggs and omelets and stuff like that. Anything but the starchy carbs. I'm on like a carnivore diet. I eat a lot of meat, a lot of veggies. I also love me some fruit. My favorite fruit, grapes. What color, you may ask? Green. Sometimes I also do like the purple, and I even like the midnight black sometimes. Sometimes I'm feeling like a savage and I want to switch it up. Black, purple, green, whatever the fuck you got. I love grapes. Anyway, I digress. So I had a lot of bread when I hit the table. Was putting that bread and butter. Then they brought out some sauce to dip the bread in. It was fucking phenomenal. Let me tell you something. Now I talk about this meal, my Italian accent's gonna come out. So if you're wearing headphones, turn the volume up because you're about to be serenaded by my Italian accent. So then I ordered mozzarella sticks because let me tell you something right now. I fucking love mozzarella sticks. They brought them out, more sauce, dipping. When you're an Italian and you're out to eat, okay, you dip everything in fucking sauce. Even if the meal that you're eating doesn't require sauce, you're like, hey, let me get some fucking sauce, and you dip it in the sauce. It's Italian 101. If you're Italian, leave a comment. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me talk in my regular voice because if I stay in that Italian accent for too long, I proceed to stay in that Italian accent way too long. And this entire podcast from 35 minutes on will literally be me talking in that very Italian accent. Anyway, I got the bread, the mozzarella sticks. I got pasta with sauce and meatballs, a red Sunday sauce, a nice marinara. Oh, my boys, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. My boys, my girls, my dudes. It was so fucking delicious. Put a lot of Parmesan cheese on the top of the pasta. And then my dad ordered a hero, and we were going to split it. But when I was done eating the pasta, I was full. And I was going back to my friend Lauren's house, who I mentioned earlier that I went to graduation with because she was having a little graduation party, and I wanted to go. I didn't want to feel that sick. Another thing that I wanted to add about graduation day is your boy was sneezing and fucking coughing all day. My allergies were at literally an all-time high. It was brutal. I was sitting there during the ceremony at graduation sniffling repeatedly because I just had fucking mucus running down my nose. It was very uncomfortable, but then I got home, I took a Zyrtec, I took a shower, cleaned my face. There's nothing better. There's not a better feeling than a hot shower. I dare you to tell me a better feeling in the comments than a hot shower after you've been sweating at a graduation all day, sniffling, sneezing, coughing, very uncomfortable in a tight shirt, but I'm not going to lie, I was looking like a snack. And if you guys want to see what I looked like on graduation day, do me a favor, go on over to my Instagram. First of all, follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you're not already. My usernames are at Vinny on both of those platforms. And I love Instagram and Twitter, and I would love for you guys to follow me over there. Getting super close to 10,000 followers on Twitter. On Instagram, over 10,000 on Twitter already, which is so amazing. Shout out to the Instagram fam and the Twitter fam. And we're actually about to hit 100K on the channel very, very soon. I think we're very close to 98,000 if we have not hit it already. You know what? I'm going to go look right now, actually. I always keep Social Blade bookmarked on my Safari app on my phone so I can quickly look at my analytics whenever I please. So right now, at the time of this podcast recording, we are at 97,959 subscribers. That is absolutely awesome, and I want to thank all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. New subscribers, old subscribers. If you click that button, I fucking love you, and thank you for joining me on this crazy ride, this crazy journey that we are having here on the original 151 channel. And like I said earlier in the podcast, man, I'm a full-time YouTuber now. Until I get another job, which I'm probably going to have another job sometime in the summer, but until then, I'm doing YouTube full-time, focusing all of my attention on this, and that means more content, more live streams, more podcasts, more music coming to the channel. I just got this beat, my dudes. I'm going to drop a song when we hit 100K. It's going to be called 100K, all right? That's going to be the title of the video, 100K. Maybe I'll call it like Rap by Vinny, whatever the fuck. It's going to be awesome. I think you guys are going to love it. The song is written. I just have to lay the vocals, send it over to my boy Brody. He's going to mix and master it for me. You guys know Brody, a.k.a. Brody or Brokemon. He's fucking incredible. My boy from Canada. He's the man that produced Heal My Balls. If you've never heard that on the channel, you got to go check it out. It's probably my favorite song that I've ever written. But this new song, man, it's not anything like you've heard before from me when it comes to rap. Most of the raps on my channel are either like, very funny, lighthearted. They're samples from Pokemon beats or something like that. You know, this is a original beat, completely original, that my boy One Tone produced. I got the beat from him. The beat is fucking awesome. It's like a very old school Eminem kind of horn sounding beat. You guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be awesome. But if you're excited for new music, then you're definitely gonna want to stay tuned to the channel, because new music is definitely coming very, very soon. And I really want to get a stream schedule going. That's something that I also want to do moving forward. I have a lot of ideas in this oddly shaped head of mine. But yes, so I went to the graduation party when I was done. See how we're just jumping from conversation to conversation? I fucking love it, mate. I went to the graduation party, my friend Lauren's, after I was done at graduation and done at the cheat meal that I had and whatnot, and I wanted to have a couple drinks, so I picked up a bottle of apple Ciroc. Normally I wouldn't go with apple. I like peach Ciroc, that's my favorite, but apple does it perfectly. I love apple. It's a good taste. It's a little bit harder to swallow than the peach, but you know what? If I got to work with it, I got to work with it. So I went to the party. My outfit was on point. You guys can see it again if you check out my Instagram. I was wearing this new denim jacket that I got. It was the first time I wore it outside of the house. I was feeling myself, man. I'm telling you guys right now, there's no better feeling than when you love yourself and you're feeling yourself and you want to get yourself some fresh clothes and fresh glasses and fresh shoes, and just you do your hair a certain way, get a fresh cut, maybe go tanning, maybe make your teeth whiter. That's what I've been doing. A lot of people have been leaving comments about my teeth. I've been using the Crest white strips. I won't even lie to you guys. I'm completely transparent with you guys. I've been going tanning at my cousin's tanning salon. That's why I look so dark in all the pictures I've been posting on Instagram. And I fucking love the tan that I got going on right now. So I've been doing that. I've also been using Crest white strips. I went to the CVS. I got the person to help me unlock the thing, because apparently these are like locked up for some reason. I have no idea why. Probably because the chemicals in them are very strong. Whatever, kids can't be buying Crest white strips. Again, not sponsored by Crest, but you're an awesome company. If you want to sponsor me, I'd be totally down. Anyway, I digress. I've been using the Crest white strips. Literally used the entire pack. And my teeth are like fucking literally pearly white. If the lights are off in my house and I smile, I can illuminate the darkness, okay? I am the source of light that everybody needs if you're scared of the dark, okay? You scared of the dark, you need a night light, just hire me. I'll stay in your room and just smile the entire night, and you will have a little bit of light to keep you protected from the evil monsters. I love Monsters, Inc., by the way. Great Pixar movie. Monsters don't exist. Maybe they do. I don't know. Anyway, where was I getting at? So yeah, I was feeling myself. I was looking good. We were having a great time. It was an awesome experience. Then I got home and I wanted to go out with some friends some more. Literally my entire weekend just consisted of me, I wanted to celebrate the fact that I graduated college. I was very, very excited about this. And I ended up falling asleep, and I woke up to my friend Jasmine showing up to my house, and she wanted to go out, so I was like, fuck it, we might as well go. So we went out again, and then we went to a local bar by my house, and I just had some water, and I was dancing with the water, and it was beautiful. I'm like, yo, I got to hydrate up because I got to be up at 9 o'clock in the morning to get ready for the next day, where like I said, we were going to the city for brunch and all that, so I just had some water, called an Uber, stayed out for like 2 hours, went back home, and then I had some more left over. The hero that I was telling you guys that my dad got, the prosciutto and the mozzarella and the oil and vinegar, that hero, I had the other half right before I went to bed. Like I said, I was eating like a fat fuck this week. But you know what? Sometimes, especially when you're eating as strict as I'm eating, where I've been on this super, super healthy lifestyle kick, I like to give myself one meal a week. But especially, this weekend was a special occasion. I really wanted to celebrate. I wanted to let loose. And it's totally cool if you guys out there, if you're doing the same thing that I'm doing, if you're living a healthy lifestyle right now, if you've been losing weight, you've been making gains, you've been hitting the gym hard, it's totally okay to give yourself a weekend to just enjoy yourself. Because I'm telling you guys right now, I don't like to look at what I'm doing as a diet, because to me, a diet seems temporary. I want to do something that's going to be permanent, something that I can do for the rest of my life, and something that it's manageable. If you don't have any cheat meals and you're just eating strict every day of your life, you're really just hindering yourself, honestly. And that's how I did it when I was back in high school. I went a whole year without eating anything bad. No ice cream, no cookies, no cake, no pizza, no pasta, nothing. I went a whole year, not even joking. I got the pics to prove it. In high school, your boy was shredded out of his mind, but it wasn't a sustainable lifestyle. And that's why after high school, I gained a lot of weight. You guys know, if you go back on the channel and you look about a year ago, I was straight up fat. I lost right now about 55 pounds and I'm starting to really look good again, and it makes me so happy. But now I treat myself, you know what I mean? If I work hard, I bust my ass throughout the week. One day I want to have, Papa John's, an entire pie to myself, breadsticks, cookies, ice cream sandwiches after. I fucking do it because 6 days, really 7 days out of the week, with the exception of one meal, I'm eating completely strict. And a great way to look at it, I heard this online. I believe it was from the guy Mike Chang from Six Pack Shortcuts. He's fucking awesome. I've been a big fan of him for a long time, but he's really helped me a lot in my fitness journey. But he said the way you got to look at it, I believe this was Mike Chang. If it wasn't, I apologize, man. But yeah, so every time you eat a healthy meal, you want to consider it a step forward. So every time you eat a healthy meal, you step forward. You step forward. When you have a bad meal, you take a step backwards, something that breaks your healthy lifestyle or your quote-unquote diet, what you're eating at the time. So what you want to do throughout the week is obviously take more steps forward than you're taking back. So if you eat good on Monday all day, that's a step forward. Tuesday, step forward. Wednesday, step forward. Thursday, you cheat, you take a step back, but you're still more ahead than you were at the beginning of the week. And then on Friday, you take a step forward. Saturday, step forward. Sunday, step forward. If Monday comes, you want to cheat, it's a new week, you take a step back, you're still forward than you were when you started. And as long as you keep taking more steps forward than steps back, you will lose weight, you will get into shape, you will feel better physically, therefore you will feel better mentally. And that's something that I literally cannot stress enough. I want to tell you guys right now, honest to God, you guys know I'm so transparent with you guys. I am at probably the happiest point in my life that I think I've ever been. And that's saying a lot. I'm a very happy guy. There's obviously times where I do have my lulls. I do have my sad days. I'm a human. That happens to everybody. I have my days where I'm a grumpy bastard. I have my days where I'm super happy. But just these last couple of months where I've been losing weight and really enjoying the way that I've been looking and buying new clothes and just feeling good about myself, it's been an amazing, amazing ride, and I feel like I'm only going to feel better the better that I look. And honestly, at this point, it's obviously it's a look thing. I want to eat healthy to look better. I want to get my abs back for the summer, but more so than anything else, it's a mental thing. I just have such a more confident outlook on life. I wake up early in the morning and I'm ready to start my day, be productive. I hit the gym. I haven't missed a day at the gym since December. Literally haven't taken a day off since December. I've been going so ham. I do my main weightlifting stuff Monday through Friday. This week in particular, because of graduation, I ended up having to do my leg day on a Sunday, which I never do. Usually Saturday and Sunday are dedicated to just cardio, but it was honestly a fucking awesome week, man. I had a really great week, and I'm excited for this week because, like I said, it's my first week creating content as a college graduate, a full-time YouTuber, and I have a new solo series that is probably starting this week, so the podcast fam will know before anybody else. New solo Pokemon series is starting this week. I haven't said that it was going to be a Pokemon series, so you guys are the first to know. I want to tell you guys what it is, but I want you guys, even the podcast fam, I want there to be some hype building. I don't really necessarily want you guys to know exactly what we're doing, but I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be a fucking awesome experience. And we haven't had a solo LP since Pokemon Christmas. That was in December. January, February, March, April, May. That's 5 months of no solo content. Now, granted, there's been a lot of great content on the channel. We've had the verses, we've had the Soul Link, great live streams happening. But one thing that I want to do is bring back the solo LPs. I want to really get consistent with the live streaming. Like I said, I want to start uploading music. If I can get like one new song up every 2 weeks, once I drop the 100K song to celebrate 100K, what I want to do is drop a song once every 2 weeks. I think that's something manageable that I can do. And I'll only get better as a writer and a rapper and a musical artist in general if I just do it more. Because a lot of the times I'll write an awesome song and then I'll put the pen down and I won't write anything new for weeks or months. And I don't want to do that. I want to stay, I want to stay consistent with my writing, and I want to improve. Because a lot of you guys don't know this, but I do write music, I do rap, and I'm not, trying to, toot my own horn. I think I'm pretty good, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy my music. And if you want to get a little sneak peek of, my music and the way that I flow and the rhyme schemes that I have and just the way I deliver music and whatever, just go to the music playlist on the channel. There's like about, I think, 8 or 9 raps on there that you guys can check out. Some of my favorites, What's a Deli? The Jen and Julian podcast rap is one of my favorites. And if you guys have never listened to the Jen and Julian podcast, I highly, highly recommend that you go check it out. And speaking of podcasts, right now I'm recording one, obviously. I'm having a tough time trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to call this podcast. It's probably going to be called like Deadpool Reaction and Review / Random Conversation. That's literally what this is. But I have such high hopes for this podcast, man. And you guys have been leaving such positive feedback in the comments section. It literally makes me so fucking happy that you guys have been enjoying the podcast. The response on the episode with Asteroid, it was such a positive response, and I can't thank you guys enough. We had such a ball recording that podcast, and like I said from the very first episode of the podcast, there's going to be times where I'm a lone wolf and I'm flying solo, and there's going to be times where I have on a guest or maybe multiple guests. This Friday, there will be a new episode of the podcast, and I'm going to try my best to get United Gamer, a.k.a. Timestamp Dylan, on the podcast, and we're probably going to talk about what made us want to start YouTube. You know, Dylan's a 10-year veteran on YouTube. I think more than 10 years, actually, so we're going to have a great discussion about YouTube, and then, like I said, wherever the conversation goes, it goes, and that's exactly what I want to do with this podcast. And even when I'm by myself, you know, I like the fact that I can just talk about whatever I want, and you guys hopefully will rock with that and be cool with that. And let me know what you guys think of this podcast. Please leave your feedback in the comments down below. And I know we only talked about Deadpool for about 30 to 35 minutes, and the rest of this was just me updating you guys on what's been going on and just telling you guys, you know, what's going through my brain right now. But honestly, I didn't want to stay on the Deadpool, you know, reaction and review if I necessarily didn't have a lot more things to say. I think I said what I needed to say. I think I said the perfect amount to review and react to that movie in the amount of time that I did. We told a couple stories, which was cool, and now I am here moving forward. And, you know, that's something, if you saw my Instagram bio recently, you saw that I changed it to keep moving forward, because that's just my life mentality right now. You know, no matter what, I just want to keep moving forward. Like I said to you guys with the eating healthy, when you take those steps forward, you got to keep moving forward. And for those of you guys that are going through shit right now, some maybe, you know, tough times in your life or lulls, or you might be going through some depression, or you might be sad. Trust me, I know what it's like. I went through a very rough time last summer, actually, when me and my girlfriend broke up. You guys know, went through a rough breakup, was really, really sad, had like zero motivation. Thank God I kept uploading on YouTube. YouTube kept me pretty sane during that time, because I was going through a very rough patch. But like I said, with time, things do get better, and if you're exercising and you're getting a healthier body, you will get a healthier mind. It's just it's science. You know what I'm saying? When you look better and your body is healthier, you will feel better. You know what I mean? So I highly recommend that you guys, you know, keep your minds busy when you're busy, when you're not feeling that well, because me, I know my problem is when I dwell and when I overthink shit, that's when I start to get sad. You know, at some point in this podcast, I actually started to overthink, like, did I talk about Deadpool for long enough? Did I not talk about it for long enough? And ultimately, I can't keep harping on these little things that bother me, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Like I said, I talked about it the amount of time that I felt was necessary to talk about it, and then we move on, and that's completely okay. And that's something that I really want to get better with at my, not even just with my YouTube channel, but just as a creative in general. I need to let things go and just move on. Like I said, keep moving forward, because if you keep harping on the same shit over and over again, you try to rationalize it in your head, you end up becoming your own worst enemy, and you end up creating your own demons, and it's not a very happy situation. That's all I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to make you guys happy, and I'm trying to be happy, and I'm very happy right now, so that's a beautiful thing. And I'm sorry if I'm like beating that over your head. I wanted to tell you guys where I was at mentally, because I think I'm very transparent with you guys with most things that go on through my life. Obviously, I can't tell you guys everything, because I definitely want to have, you know, my privacy and things that I want to keep to myself, of course, but I usually tell you guys whatever my mood is, and, you know, I'm genuinely a pretty happy person, I think, which is pretty cool, and it's just been getting better, knock on wood, so hopefully it will continue to get better. Tomorrow, or today, if you guys are watching this the day it goes up, got a pretty busy day. I'm going to actually record some stuff that I'm not going to tell you guys about just yet. I'm going to go to the gym, probably go tanning. I want to take out my friend to lunch. Hopefully they will be available tomorrow so I can take them out. I want to get some sushi. That is something that I want to do. I want to hang out with some family and friends. I got some other stuff that I got to work on, but it's cool it's cool knowing that I don't have to wake up and go to class anymore. I'm not going to get used to it. I'm going to love it so much. I'm going to bask in it. And let me know where you're at in school. Are you in high school? Are you in middle school? Are you in college? Let me know where you at. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know what your future plans are or your goals. And I'll tell you guys right now, I obviously want to focus on YouTube full time. I want to be a full time YouTuber. But, my parents, of course, they support my YouTube career. They're 1000% behind me. They love what I do. It makes me so happy that they love what I do. They literally can't wait for me to hit 100K because we're going to have an amazing night out. We're going to celebrate with all friends and family. It's going to be incredible. But, my parents want me to have something that is 100% stable, something that I know where I will always have income coming in and I will have health benefits. And it's just a smart way to live. You know what I mean? I'll always have my YouTube and I'll never stop posting to YouTube as long as I'm passionate about it. And God damn it, I am so passionate. I'm more passionate today than I've ever been to upload content to this channel. So I'm going to keep doing my thing. And obviously I'm going to look for other careers as well. Hopefully I'll be able to use the degree that I just got from my 4 years of college to get a job. What I really want to do is find something in the city that I could work in creatively. I would really love to work for Howard Stern. When I started doing this podcast, I really enjoyed the open freedom of just, it's basically like I have my own little radio station now and I talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about for how long I want to talk about it. And I feel like if I'm working for the greatest radio personality that's ever lived, I feel that I will, evolve as a creator myself. And I actually really want to go for that. So I'll keep you guys posted on that if that goes anywhere. I don't know if I will be able to work there, but I really would love to work there. So maybe this is foreshadowing for the near future. Maybe we'll look back at this podcast in 2 or 3 months and maybe I will be at Howard Stern and I'll be like, yo, I got where I wanted to be. Cause I think that would be a really awesome experience. And like I said, nothing's guaranteed, but I'm going to fucking go for it. And that's one thing that I want to tell you guys as well. Just fucking go for it. Whatever the fuck you want to do, if it makes you happy, go for it. I never thought in a million years YouTube would be my job, and YouTube's been my job for over 2 years now, and it is my favorite. It's my favorite thing in my life right now. Obviously, my friends and my family, those are the most important. But when it comes to just something in my life that I'm most passionate about, that I love more than anything, it's YouTube. YouTube is my baby. The friends that I've made on YouTube, the fact that I've been able to touch so many people with the wacky shit that I put out is so amazing. And I feel like a lot of the times in these podcasts, towards the end, I get really emotional, really deep. But, this is what comes out of my mouth at 2:53 in the morning on a Monday. But I just feel like there's a responsibility that I have to keep creating and just keep affecting people in a positive way. And I think that's more powerful than anything else. And that's what keeps me driven. That's what keeps me passionate. And that's what's going to elevate me to continue to do what I do best. And I think what I do best is entertaining people. I hope you guys are entertained. And again, I love it when you guys leave feedback on these podcasts. And also, if you've made it to the very end of this podcast, I want you to leave a special comment. I want you to comment down below Lizard Fang. If you watched till this point, I want you to comment Lizard Fang because I want to see who listens from the very beginning and stays all the way to the end because you guys are the real MVPs. And there's really nothing that I want more than for this podcast to just keep getting more and more successful. I want more ears. I want more listeners. I want you guys to see a side of me that you may have never seen before because, when I upload most content to my channel, you guys know I'm screaming, I'm going crazy. I love to be loud, but there's also times where I just want to chill, kick back, lean back in my chair, get a glass of water, drink it, and just talk about shit. I think it's so fun to just talk about shit and have conversations with people. And that's why I love having people on the podcast. And I'm really happy that despite the fact that I was super tired before I started recording this, that I sat down to record it because I'm having a fucking blast right now, just spewing out whatever's going on. And I was telling you guys earlier how I've been listening to Queen a lot, and that's because a new trailer dropped for the Queen biopic that's coming out, and it looks fucking amazing. And they did a really great mashup of all these incredible Queen songs, and it got me so hyped. It got me listening to the band again. I actually started watching performances from Queen, and their most famous performance arguably is Live Aid, when they were live at Live Aid, and they came out and they started doing Bohemian Rhapsody right off the jump. Mama just killed a man. That is my favorite Queen song. I think I mentioned that earlier in the podcast. I also love Under Pressure. I Want to Break Free, Killer Queen. Another one, Bites the Dust. Literally, they just have so many classics. It's fucking unbelievable. And if we want to talk about music for a little bit, you guys know, if you've been following me for a while, Eminem is my favorite artist by far. And if you guys want, we could probably do a podcast where I do some Eminem trivia, where I can have someone next to me in real life. Maybe I'll have my friend Chris come and do it. He'll read me lyrics, and I will be able to tell him exactly which Eminem song it's from. I'm that good. Literally, I've listened if it comes from his main albums, from the Slim Shady LP all the way to Revival, I pretty much have every song memorized. There's some songs I don't have memorized completely on Revival just yet, because obviously that album came out not even a year ago, less than that, so I still got to work on that album. But you want to talk about the Marshall Mathers LP, the Eminem Show, Encore, those albums especially, I'm a fucking beast. The second I hear the beat start playing, I can usually name the song. So if you guys want to see that, let me know. Also, guys, please leave your suggestions down below. What else do you want to see on the podcast? Whatever ideas pop into your head, literally let me know. Spew them out into the comment section. I want this video to have a ton of comments. I want to interact with you guys. I want to talk about everything that you guys possibly want to talk about. And like I said, on Friday, we're going to have Dylan on the podcast, and I'm probably going to put out a tweet later on in the week saying, tweet me what you guys want to ask me and Dylan. I love when I have a guest on, I have that Twitter interaction with you guys. And like I said all the time, follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram. And I am definitely getting ready for sleepy time. What I'm going to do is I am going to keep talking till this podcast episode gets over an hour, because I love it when these podcast episodes are over an hour. It just feels fitting that the podcast episodes should be over an hour. If I can't talk for an hour, I have failed you as a content creator, because that's what I love to do. I love to challenge myself. I love to, I love to duel with my words, and that's what I'm doing when I record these podcasts. I am showing up on a horse in a knight outfit with my sword, and I am ready to duel and just, speak my mind. Listen, one thing that I pride myself on, I suck at video games, but I'm good at talking, okay? So if I can just sit here and talk for an hour and hopefully entertain you guys, my job is complete. I love you guys so much. You guys already know this. I don't even have to say it, but thank you so much for watching this installment of the podcast. And like I said, you guys are getting this episode today on Monday, and on Friday there will be a new episode, hopefully with United Gamer, aka Timestamp Dylan. If you did enjoy this podcast, send it to a friend. Let's try to expand the podcast audience, get some more listeners over here. And thank you guys for everything. I can't believe how close we are to 100K. It's literally blowing my mind. And of course, when we hit 100K, we're going to do a sleep lock to celebrate. It's going to be fucking awesome. And I'm not going to tell you guys what we're going to sleep lock, but it's going to be an absolutely amazing experience. The art is already done. Shout out to Guy, aka Low Z. He came through with the clean art. And also, a lot of you guys were leaving comments telling me that you love the opening and the outro music for the podcast. And that was also made by Brody, who's going to mix and master. First of all, he's mixed and mastered every song on my channel, and he is going to mix and master my new music going forward as well, because that dude's got such a talented ear, amazing technique when it comes to mixing and mastering, and I love that son of a bitch, and I love you guys, and thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'm going to wrap this up, edit this, upload it, go to bed, and I will post this when I wake up in the morning. This will be up bright and early, and then you guys can watch the verses later on today. Thank you guys for watching. As always, love and respect goes out to everybody. Don't forget to comment, to rate, and to subscribe. This is Original 151. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.